Hey guys, Dr. Derry here, owner of Revision Health Services, and today I'm going over my top 6 entire spine strengthening exercises that you can do standing and at home. We're going to utilize a couple different bands, the longer tube bands as well as the circle bands, because that allows you to get some resistance, and we know the spine responds very well to some mild resistance at first. And so we're going to go over each one of those exercises. I have my lovely demonstrating partner here today, Dr. Clara Derry, and she's going to go through with me. We're going to look at the spine muscles. We're going to start upper back and work our way down to the lower back. We're going to use bands. You're going to feel a little bit of muscle work, but these exercises are very effective, and you can do them anywhere, absolutely anywhere. All you need is a door and some space. And so most people have that stuff in their home. And when I'm going with people on how to improve their body and get more resilient, these are absolutely on the list. So hang with me if you want to learn those 6 exercises. I'm going to go through with you, and make sure you check in the description too. I might put the PDF in there for you guys to check out so you can have a little more convenience with that access. And so top 6 exercises, entire spine strengthening that you can do at home that's safe and effective when you have lower back pain as well as when you're recovering. And so I'm excited to go through them. Hang with me and I'll see you in about 2.5 seconds. All right, so we're gonna start off with the tubes. And so the tubes are just the longer bands, not looped around. So we're gonna start off with shoulder extension, and we're gonna go through the next few exercises in a row, and you really shouldn't have to move the band very much. So here we go. So we're gonna start off with shoulder extension, and we're gonna move down here, and she's gonna do about 12 to 15. I love that repetition to gain some muscle strength and size. And these work primarily the lats that attach in the shoulder, and we're gonna move down in the lower back. And so I like this because it's entire spine strengthening, and you can work the entire lower back, upper back, and all in one exercise. And so you should feel this maybe from the back of your arms into your middle of your back. And it's one of my go-to exercises for convenient strengthening of the back and spine. And so she completed 12 there, and we're gonna move off into the horizontal abduction. Traditionally, I have you do 2 or 3 sets there, but we're gonna just continue moving forward. So the horizontal abduction does more of the posterior delt, and then as well as the rhomboids and mid-trap, which attach to the upper back. And so these are great exercises to do, especially after doing some mobility work, which were in my past videos. It's a little harder with her hair, there we go. And Clara does really well here with bringing her shoulder blades together, and she has a little bit of movement back there. And it's really, really good. So the horizontal abduction is one of my go-tos as well, and you want to use a lighter band for this than the shoulder extension. The shoulder extension, you have bigger muscles. These are smaller, and I think she just finished off with 12, so now we're going to move through with the row. And so the row is similar musculature but different movement. So she's going to row, she's going to pinch her shoulder blades, and those elbows are going to go right back to her spine and not really that much further past her body. So she isn't getting a lot of shoulder pressure, but she is getting some back involvement. And so these exercises are really nice because you can do them in a row. You can attach that band to the door or the door handle, convenient to do anywhere. And she's going to hit through 12 of these as well. Again, we're strengthening the upper back primarily with these exercises, so you should feel the burn in your upper back. Getting that 2 to 3 sets of 12 to 15 is a great place to be. Usually, I would say 95% of the time, people have no issues with this, and they're actually make you feel kind of strong, right? And so we're going to continue with that. So we just covered shoulder extension, which did more of the lats, and then horizontal abduction and a row, which does more of the mid-back. So we attacked everything from mid-back to low back. All right, so we're going to move on forward to the Pallof press or rotation. And so I like to start off with just a nice sport-ready stance, and then she's going to engage her tummy. These ones are primarily a tummy strengthening, transverse abdominis, obliques, and rectus abdominis. And so she's going to extend her arms out, and she's going to hold that position against the resistance of the band. The band is trying to pull her this way, and she is resisting that with her abdominals. And what's really nice is that these abdominals reach around and attach to the lower back. And so they are very much included in my low back strengthening when we get there. And what's even better and what is consistent with all of these is that you can do this anywhere. Some variations include coming out here and holding and feeling that resistance and matching that resistance. And then she can even take a little step to her right to get more of a pull and have more of that resistance in her core. So many variations here, and I'll put some in the description, but at first you just want to start off with that push out and come back in, and then you can get some engagement, and once you get it down, it's easy to progress. Okay, so last but definitely not least, we're going to start with the band walks, and she's just going to go ahead and get started stepping here. So Again, you want a good sport ready stance and you want to start stepping side to side, and that band is going to try to pull you inward. And so at her knees, that band is giving her that resistance, and she's using her strong glutes to resist that band pulling her in. What I like about this is, again, is it can be done anywhere, but if she stops right there, you can see a nice divot right here because those lower lumbar spine musculature and muscles are activating. So she has that nice divot side to side, and I call this like little bit of loaves of bread right next to it. So if she stands up, that divot kind of goes away, but now as she goes against gravity, all of those muscles engage. And so I love the band walks because they strengthen the glutes and the lumbar spine. And really, when we're focusing on this area, we should strengthen the lumbo-pelvic complex. And so I love working this in there. It probably isn't a low back patient that I don't do this with. Variations include having that band go down a little bit further because that's more of a lever angle to be a little bit more resistance. And so these are the band walks side to side. And honestly, I would just go until you feel a good burn in your lower back or hips. And that's where you want to be at first. And then we just increase the reps as you get stronger. You really shouldn't have a ton of pain, and if you do have some discomfort, we just change the angles, but you just got to listen to your body with this one. So now she's going to go with the monster walks, same position, but now she's going to go more of a diagonal step in each direction, and her feet can come together or stay apart like that. It's your choice, but again, it should be kind of into the front of your thighs and then into your lower back and hips. Again, going into a good burn. Now, the circle bands are what I use for this, and that's what you see there. They're very easy to find anywhere, and you can work on increasing that band resistance as you get stronger. But at first, you're going to start with a lighter band, and you want to try to keep that same range of motion as you're stepping. So if it gets too strong, that range of motion of each step will get gradually smaller and smaller. Keep stepping here. And so she's in a sports ready position the whole time, so her spine can fight gravity, and that's where I would want her to be, going forwards and backwards. So hope you guys enjoy this, right? We had some really good glute strengthening, upper back and lower back, so we hit the entire spine. Some of my favorite stuff to do, and I wanna just continue exposing you guys to some of this really good material to get people stronger and more resilient. So if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, just take a moment and please subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate that support. And until next time, stay healthy and keep moving.